Good
Morning, bro.
morning, how are you?
I'm a lot more awake than I thought I would be, actually.
Yeah, um, chemicals kick in and suddenly, because the thing is, everyone thinks they wake up and they're gonna feel tired if they don't get enough sleep. The thing is, like your chemicals kick in your brain and it makes you awake. So
Yeah, that and my ADHD pills.
yeah, just gonna start marking up for today.
I don't understand how you are interpreting these candles to create these zones, by the way.
What do you mean? So I
So
I
how,
look at they're
yeah,
order blocked. So I look at the last point of demand before an impulse move, and the next point of demand before an impulse move.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So it's the sake of looking at what caused breaks in structure.
Yeah. So demand buy zones, supply sell zones, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Cool.
So I see on the 4 hour yeah, break structure. So in terms of clearing, actually, you know what, that's fine. So yeah, it looks like demand is playing off like I thought it possibly would.
What you think buys?
Buys potentially, yeah. Because look, we're seeing that I do need to see a clearer break, and I'll check that out on the 15-minute now.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Looking like we're biased for today.
yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at, so I'm seeing this 15-minute change of character over here.
Yeah.
I'm also seeing this sort of potential area as potential structural high to target.
Okay.
Now, yeah, we've broken through, and it's a body closure, which isn't even an extra confirmation. So potential demand points could include here, is
Another order
that
block.
demand is playing off of this demand.
Yeah.
This demand is probably playing off of lower time frame structure in here. Another option is we could be looking at potential demand in there at that 50% level. So let's drop to 1 minute. Maybe there's a potential trade on. Okay, unless that's a liquidity grab to fuel the downside.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to kind of wait this out for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm seeing this as a potential zone. So I'm seeing this is a really nice potential zone. If we do get here, that would be a really nice potential entry.
Yeah. Yeah. What for buy entry?
Yeah, for a demand side entry.
Yeah. Cool.
And then you also have this really clean area over here. So there is a bit of liquidity here. So I'd prefer not to enter with this sort of area. So let's take off Fibonacci, kind of see where we are in terms of structure or those points. So yeah, we're dropping heavily. So yeah, potentially off of, this is my ideal zone right now. That's a bit too high for my liking. Yes, it's a clear demand zone, but again, a bit too high. Doesn't mark up with a huge amount of structure. If we were talking in terms of structure, I would probably enter off of here because this structure marks this structure and all this.
Oh, yeah.
Fuzziness there. Yeah. But let's go to 3 minute. What can we see? Yeah, so let's just refine our zones a little bit. Yeah, this is a potential. Okay, so what's happened is I can see this area of demand, and we can actually see some sort of a liquidity grab over here in the form of a sweep. And if we're kind of zooming in, we can see it never actually tested that zone. So that is a strong demand point. So that could be a really nice area to enter off of. So in terms of the sake of moving this, because chances are price will just break through, that's a nice area to enter off of. And it lines up with previous structure over here really nicely. you know what, that's my area to look out for on GBP USD for today. If not, then potentially this zone, but we'll need to see how it goes, right? You really want to be playing off of market structure rather than sentiment. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this fib. I'm going to clear the scan box for now. If we break through that zone, then we can consider potential entries there. But right now, this is a really clean area. But we do need to take into consideration the fact that this whole area is supply. So maybe we're reacting off the supply and we might just form a new low.
Oh yeah.
So taking in all things into consideration, yes, we've had that nice change of character, but there is still a supply zone in there. Now you really need to be in a position where you're looking at your 4 hour for confirmation. So I could argue that we are in a 4 hour demand, and I do need to see price go up from that 4 hour demand, and we've had a 15-minute change of character. So in that way, I can build my general overview or my potential bias. But if that isn't the case, then it might be a sake of looking at potential zones there and just waiting for price to play out, no rushing into trades, you know. But this would be nice. I could see it as working out because it's that's a demand zone. That's a demand zone which hasn't played off. So potential liquidity grab could be available there. Here, I don't see much of a liquidity grab. I guess you could say that on the 5-minute, you have this sort of demand here, which caused this demand, which caused this demand, which caused this demand. So maybe this is your potential entry point. And you could argue on the 1-minute, that is a liquidity grab over there. So it's very, very ambiguous right now. So market could go either way. And at this point, I'd kind of tell you that we're in a range, right? Because there's no clear market direction. So in terms of what we could potentially be looking for, okay, I just need to think about this for a second because we don't want to force it. We don't want to force any trades. That's the thing. So if we look at Euro US dollar, so obviously GU, I had this marked up, but ideally the best entry would be up here in a sell. Should we break this and then come back up? But again, we're still waiting on that. Euro US dollar, that's looking kind of nice. Bit more convincing. We haven't yet tested our supply zone. So if we do come back here, we could say we could play off demand actually. So it's funny because yesterday, Euro US dollar, when we were doing our weekly market forecast, wasn't looking too strong. But now it's actually coming out the more evident of the two of what we could potentially do. But keep in mind, we haven't yet formed a new low or high. So we're kind of in a range here. But you could say we are in a supply area because we've broken that structure. So yeah, I'd kind of be looking for this as potential sell entries should price come up here. In terms of 15-minute demand, if it doesn't get there first, it'll probably get there first. But there is some liquidity above these lows. I just need to see if that's grabbed yet. No, there's no clear and obvious liquidity grab for me. There are equal lows here, and that liquidity was never grabbed. So there's liquidity lying below those lows. You don't really want to be.
How are you spotting this lack of liquidity?
Basically, these are equal lows, and we never had that spike to grab those equal lows because a load of orders are sat at equal lows.
Oh, okay. So when those equal lows are created, that means there's still gaps to be filled.
No, gaps, orders. So there's liquidity in the market.
Orders,
it means that someone set like a buy limit here or a sell limit here.
So they're waiting to get the money.
And it's usually the retail traders who have done that. What I'm potentially looking at though is this. This looks really clean for a potential buy.
Yeah.
Maybe intro 70. And then
also you've got these candles that are they showing order blocks, the white ones?
They're showing inside bars.
Oh,
So
okay.
those are the candles that haven't broken the range of the previous candle. So this
Oh,
candle
okay.
is within the range of that candle. So I'm
Oh,
kind of
okay.
looking at this as a potential trade because, okay, so we have a bit of a gap here. So maybe a bit lower would be a bit smarter. So somewhere like here, potentially.
Mm.
This is on the 3 minute. So let's move to the 1 minute and see where market kind of shifts from and where's the pivot points. So we could argue that this area could be a potential entry point. Reason being is because it's the first order block that has broken structure, but
Oh,
we've
yeah.
also had this liquidity grab over here to confirm that is a strong area. But what I would want to see as confirmations, because I'm going to play it safe, I want to see price come down, reject, causing a 1 minute change of character, then come back up to that order block, and then I'll happily take buys all day. Because that is part of a 3 minute order block, which is part of a 5 minute order block. Is it part of a 15 minute order block? No, but you see that the structure is there in terms of the higher timeframes in the 1 minute. So just need to really carefully think about this in terms of how you're going to approach the market this week. So what I usually do in this scenario is go back to GBP/USD because EUR/USD hasn't worked for me too well recently. So what I'm thinking is follow market structure. Yes, this is a potential supply over there that we could be playing off of. So let's play off of that. Why not? Now, look, moving back, look what we've done. We found this order block over here of supply, and look at that. Look at that. That is a nice liquidity grab order block. So let's mark that up as we've done. And if we drag it to the right, what you'll see is that we've had another liquidity grab at that order block. So we then change character. So that's a change of character there. And so I'm seeing nice things so far. This is a demand zone over here. I'm just going to mark the whole zone. Demand. This is a demand zone over here. I'm just going to mark that up as zones because for the sake of keeping the chart quite clean. So yeah, that's the liquidity sweep on the upside. So we can argue that supply is very evident here. That's a clean 15-minute area that we're kind of rejecting off of. We've yet to tap into this area, but maybe we're just going to react straight off of there. Who knows? What I'm looking for then is this as so I'm seeing price potentially break through this demand, cause a demand failure, then come back up. We are looking to sell, so I will keep it in red. And come back up and then test into this order block over here, then move off. So when I say this order block, I mean something like this. So yeah, we're looking at something along these lines to potentially play up to. So that's kind of my market sentiment. But I do want to see this go down, break demand zone. Yes, we've had our initial demand failure. So maybe that could be our flip even. So actually, this is a good potential trade area. So now what can we do? We can go to 3 minute, look for confirmations, just general looking at this area as demand. So maybe we do want to hold off because that is a 3 minute demand. Looking at the 5 minute, again, it's demand. So we haven't actually broken a major demand zone, which I want to see. I need to see. So I'm going to wait for this low to be broken, then for us to come back up, grab liquidity formed above these highs, And then once we've grabbed that liquidity over there, like that, we can come back up, rounded retest, tap in, move. That's what I want to see. So the risk to reward in this trade, I don't know if it will be the best, but we'll have a look. I'll enter a 50. Okay, 4 pip stops. Yeah, that's okay. And my target will be at these lows here where there's a bit of liquidity to be grabbed. So yeah, 3.6 risk to reward. It is above 3, so I am relatively happy to enter off of it. What I'm going to plan to do now is actually enter this trade off a very low risk. So I'm going to do that now. Very low risk.
Join you.
Like 0.25 risk is what I'm kind of thinking. Yes, we do say you want to make sure that you do use it well, in terms of getting the risk out there, but changing up the risk just slightly, just to ensure that you are on the right level. Okay. I'm just gonna mute. Okay, potentially in, but again, it's best to wait for confirmations. So I do want to see that breakdown now. I'm not quite seeing that yet. Now I am. That is a 4 pip stop. So it's quite it's a well-placed stop. It's kind of holding quite well, and to my surprise, really, because we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, I want to see these start to fail. Once these fail, then my confirmations are in, and then I'll enter off of the initial order block. I need to see that failure first. There we go. Now we're coming down nicely. I just want to see that break. But keep in mind, this is only a 1 minute time frame. This could just be a short-term breakdown and then continuation of a move up. But we once we see this fail and this fail, and hopefully this fail too, we would have a lot more confirmations and the trade probability would be a lot higher. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I've just taken the trade myself because I like how the market's set up. However, we do need to just be careful at this point. It's all about risk management. $1.2509. So it's my entry, the profit, and my profit level would be around there. 3.5 risk rewards, very nice. See this fail. This is my key right now. This fail and this fail. Those are my two key indicators of a good trade. I like how market's ranging, but it's ranging in the zone rather than below the zone, which is very annoying because we do want it to be within the zone, or below the zone, sorry. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe market wants to potentially go up to this order block over here, but it's just a matter of just waiting, watching, risk managing. But I have had the initial confirmations, but looking at our trade plan. So have you checked the news? Yes, there's no news. Have you slept enough? I have. Have you meditated? Yes. Do the higher timeframes and lower timeframes line up? So I would say yes, because the 15-minute does line up. And although it may not be the clearest, it does line up. So potentially, yes, you could argue they do. Is the order block clear? Yeah, there's a clear liquidity grab order block. Have you seen a liquidity grab? Yes. Have you seen a lower time frame flip? Yeah, there's our flip. Have you seen a lower time frame change of character? Yes, there's our change of character. Have you seen a lower time frame break of structure? Maybe not. That's our break of structure, which we're potentially waiting on. But we've filled 9 out of 10 of the criteria. And is the risk reward greater than 3? 3 is the minimum. Yes, it's 3.5. Do not trade 10 minutes before or after high impact news. No high impact news today. Do not take more than 3 trades per day. This is my first trade of the day. Always risk 0.5%. Done so. Always do at least 1 advanced offer review per week. We'll do target week structure. We're targeting over here. Yeah, we are targeting weak structure. So it's a liquidity area. Still not liking how this is going. It's just not my kind of entry. Is a tag in and a drop. That's it. Sometimes there can be a range, and usually when there is a range, it does hit my stop loss. So we'd have to wait and see, because we're still not allowing this demand to fail, and we're still not allowing this demand to fail. So it's a case of waiting and watching, like I said. But at the same time, that doesn't mean we shouldn't stop looking at what could potentially occur if we don't enter into this trade. So we are still looking at this 15-minute order block potentially, but right now we're reacting off of this one. This one aligns well with, yeah, this one aligns much better with structure. So that could be your fair value gap, which is your imbalance. Yeah, that's a bit nicer. But can we see that demand fail? That's the question. Yeah, so we are looking at, that's where we're rejecting off of that fair value gap. And let's see how this demand gets reacted off of. Nice, nice. Can we see a break? I want to see a break. Remember though, this is the stronger demand. So as soon as we break this, I will put my stop loss at around three pips or 2.5 pips. 3 pips would be the safer bet. I'd put my stop loss around 3 pips potentially. See, look, we're reacting off of that demand, so we need to be really careful about what's going to happen here. So manage risk, that's the best way. Worst case, you know you've managed risk correctly. So worst case, you'll lose 0.5 R. But then again, if we have one win, you're going to make a lot more. Nice. A nice pivot. In fact, I need to journal this trade as a trade taken. So this is, what's this? Don't know what that is. I'll just refresh the sheet. Strange. Do you happen to know what this is?
Oh, bro, that's it seems like I've edited your copy. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, I see. Don't worry. You're actually meant to click file, make a copy. So I'll just make a copy of my own. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, this won't affect you, I believe. Yeah. I'm not liking market structure. It's reacting off demand, and we haven't even got to the strong demand yet. But it's still valid. I'm gonna have to see. In fact, this journal is not the right one. I just pause my share for a second. Okay, there we go. So if I just rename that, we fine. So just be. Nice. So again, we're running in a bit of loss right now, in a bit of drawdown, but market isn't invalidated yet. Our analysis isn't invalid yet. It's only invalid if it hits our stop loss. So we'll have to wait and see. So this was on GU, short date of today, stop loss 4 pips before screenshot. That's quite. I like the fact that we're struggling to break through. So we've reacted off of demand, but we're struggling to break through that using the demand, which can kind of give me a kind of confirmation in itself, but it's less of a structural confirmation, more of a mental confirmation from experience and what I've seen. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll see how that plays out. Just want to see that drop now. There is supply that we're potentially reacting off of. So again, let's see. See, ideally we'd be looking to enter off of this zone and then go into our 1 minute. If we're seeing actual order blocks in there, it would be entering off of this area or this area because of these imbalances. So we are still moving okay. I still need to see that failure, that demand failure. In fact, we have got a bit of a supply chain. So that's supply, supply, supply. Nice drop. Now I want to see that fail. I want to see that fail. So if we do drop and have those confirmations, then we could re-enter there. But now we can move our stops to 2.5 pips. So let's take a bit of a risk element out of it. So let's move our stops to 1.25075. Okay, I've moved my stop. Looking all right so far. We've taken a bit of that risk element out. So we've taken 1.5 pips out of the whole 4 pip scenario. So we've actually taken 37.5% risk out, which is really nice. Now this could be a potential demand wick. So if this wick fails, that gives me good confidence that we can break this zone. So if we can get to this gap in here, which you can see between the wick and the line, that would give me good confidence that we could continue down. Yeah, what time do spreads start getting lower? So this is the lowest spreads will be, to be honest. It's early morning before London session. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Now we're running well. Almost at 1 hour, about a third, half the way there, running at 0.5 hour right now. Just, yeah, nice. I really like what we're seeing now. We've had our first demand failure, so that could be our first change of character in this move. But I do want to ideally see a body closure below that low. We have 3 seconds left. Ooh, that is not a body closure. If the next one closes with the body below, that would be encouraging too. But that is kind of convincing. But what I did ideally want to see is that body closure. And you can see prices coming back up. Maybe potentially entries here are available now, but I won't personally be entering because I'm happy with the risk that I've put into this trade. I haven't got all my confirmations yet to be in a position where I'm like, yeah, let's enter. Yes, it would be a really nice risk to reward should it play out. It would be 6.75, but why? Why would you want to do that when you're actually elementing more risk into it? Yes, in total, you're only putting in, well, the 1% risk from the earlier trade, which you've already taken 37.5 out. And yeah, it would only be a 1.75% risk. But why would you want to do that when you haven't had all the entry confirmations? Wait for all the confirmations. I'm happy for it to go there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if it goes there, it's a bad thing. If it goes there, it's good, as long as it doesn't break this zone, because this is a supply chain. If we break this zone, then I'd be potentially a bit worried for where price is heading. Could be moving upwards, but I haven't got any worries right now. I like what we see. Yes, potential entry in there. Gotta be careful. Opportunities will come around in the market. The other option is you could potentially exit this trade slightly in profit and then enter this trade, right, with a better risk to reward. The only issue with that is your stop loss is also lower. It's 2 pips over there. And the issue with that is chances are that that trade could be taken out, but this initial trade could not hit stop loss and then the move could happen. Now we're coming down nicely, almost running at 1 hour, running at 80% of that, around 0.8 R. See, this is all good and nice, and 30 seconds left. Yeah, we'll have these retracements. What I like to do is go to 3-minute, only because on higher time frame you can see slightly better structure. So that could be, if price comes back up now, we could see a retest to, now that we've had this change of character, we could see a retest to this area. I need to see that drop. I'm seeing this step ladder sort of movement, and that's usually like an impulse move, then step ladder down to demand before a shoot up. So once we reach that demand zone, I'm gonna go risk free. I'm gonna go at break even. Yeah, they've created a bit of a fair value gap right imbalance. So on this 3 minute in the next 10 seconds, I expect price to, it doesn't matter what price does really in this candle. But if we close below the last candle, then we're probably going to continue down for a bit, then come back up later. If we close above, then we'll probably test into this order block first, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, so it looks like we're going to test into this order block. The market is all about understanding how price moves, what price is doing with its moves. Yeah, so I think price could get up to this level, and then if we are going to see another drop, it will be from this area.
Orion,
Yeah,
could you quickly tell me what the markup of that line you just drew, the array,
this
what
one.
the price is? Yeah.
So that's
No, so I mean, what the price of it, so I can mark up my chart, because I might.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'll write as array so you can see the actual value. There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm gonna, if I feel if it goes up to there, I might move stops to break even just to
Yeah.
de-risk in case. Thank you. So
Right.
2, 5, 4, 3. I'm gonna mute again.
Running nicely so far, but I'm not really liking the whole very low volume movement. Usually when the volume starts to shift in at around 7:15, and suddenly you'll either see a shift up or a shift down, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's shift down. But I don't mind. In the meantime, what I want to see is market come up here slowly, and then that shift of volume come in and suddenly drop. Great stuff, bro. Was reluctant to wake up this early, but now I think I'll have to do this all week. Yeah, these calls do work, and it's problematic because these calls are like they start at 6:15 according to the schedule, and not enough people are willing to wake up at that time. So I'm in a position where not many people are in the call, but most of the good trades are in the call. Then they message me later like, "Oh, I missed a trade. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to wake up tomorrow." Then they do, and then they fall asleep or they leave early from the call, and then the moves come in. But luckily we've got someone in today who's actually taking the trade, watching it happen in action. But yeah, again, I'm really looking for this demand zone to break. I'm not happy with this area not being broken. Until that area is completely broken, and ideally this area too, I won't be like, oh yeah, this trade is very likely that it's going to move to our take profit. It's likely, don't get me wrong, but chances are price could still reverse on us. There's no guarantee right now. And even then, there isn't a guarantee. There's no guarantees in the market, but it's all about playing to your strengths. Just want to see what this take profit is. Okay. There's a 5.6 risk to reward as we have it here. We're targeting this area, 5.75. Volume is going to come in about 3 minutes. I'm going to put on my volume indicator. Just I love seeing that volume suddenly come in. Yeah, as we can see from the chart, our volume has just kicked in really nicely, that too. Now let's see that demand fail. Hopefully we are running well. We are running at 1R, which is strange because maybe it's something to do with the prop firm's leverage. Because I entered at 0.52 with a, maybe I did take out 0.01 risk. So maybe that could be the case. So look, there's the demand. So I want to put my stops at break even now. Ideally, and if this zone breaks and this zone breaks, then I am looking to move my stop back open again, because chances are price could come back up here to test this liquidity and test this zone before moving down. So I'm gonna, for now, move my stops to break even. What we think of the trade? Yeah,
It's decent, bro.
Stops to break even, stops to break even. It's looking nice. If we see that fail, I'm happy to move stops back up, but I need to see that low fail. Come on. Not yet, not yet. Rejecting a bit. Rejections are fine as long as we eventually see that break, but you need to play the risk accordingly. So like we move risk to break even right now, just in case, for example, price decides to do something silly like this, and then I don't know, it could just keep going and reacting off the demand. Might not, it might just come back there and then break the demand and target these equal lows. But like we said, it's really just need to be careful. So we are reacting off the demand right now. There's nothing wrong with the reaction. We could see it come up and drop. We just need to manage the risk essentially. There's nothing wrong with what we're seeing right now. Just not liking the, in fact, we could call these equal lows and put them as a liquidity target because they are forms of liquidity. So essentially we could even keep stops open now, but just above this high. So should price come back up, tap in there, it has a liquidity target, so it should break that. In terms of what we're seeing right now, we just need to wait it out. See, hopefully this demand fails and then we come up, then I'm happy. There we go. There we go. Running at 2R for me personally. How about you? 2.1R, perfect. Looking good, looking good. And we've also, let's just mark up structure points on a higher time frame just to, so this is a 5-minute demand, so we need to be really careful. So you could potentially look to target like this low initially. But what I do is I personally close a bit of the trade as profits, but I won't be doing that in this scenario because I've seen all the confirmations. All 10 of these confirmations have been seen. So it's a very high probability trade. The only thing is we have this liquidity target. So as you can see, this area, it's kind of where we're targeting, and our take profit is slightly before that. So let's just see it happen. I need to see that body closure though, don't get me wrong. I need to see this body close below this low. On the 1 minute it has, so yeah, we can say it has, but for a higher time frame confirmation perspective, we could wait for that body closure. So slightly longer call than normal today, but we're watching a trade live, so I don't see the issue with it. Nice liquidity wick though. So that's probably going to be an area where price takes out. And should we come up here now, I would, in all willingness, be happy to risk more. Ooh, I don't like that. Why is there so much volume? Hold on, we need to check our... No, we're fine, we're fine. It could just be a spike to grab that low of that body. The low of this body there, which is now grabbed. So now we shouldn't see it push up. Well, we can see it push up, but not in an instant or in one candle. It can generally be a kind of slow climb up the ladder and then a drop. If I see some impulsive move upwards, that's a bad indication. So for now, my stops are still at break even. Don't have any intention of moving anywhere else. What I also like is that if we look on the 3-minute, it's a bit of demand here, and that's been slightly broken by this wick. Yes, we haven't had that full-on body closure that we'd like to see, but it is something. It is something. Yes, you could say it's a weak body closure. It's not, you don't see the whole candle just completely shatter it. It's just kind of like a little break and then come back up. So yeah, we're on the 1 minute. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to now move my stop this level over here. In fact, I'd like to just move it slightly higher. So I'd like to move it around 1 pip in. So huge risk has been taken out of the trade. So 1 pip in would be at 0.60. So I am still very low risk. Now we're moving from break even, so expanding our risk a bit, but that's because we've had the confirmation. So I'm happy to do so. I like putting my stops slightly below break even just to secure profits in case traders invalidate the break even, because I like to think if it moves to just below or above break even, then it will probably go to break even. Updated my stop loss. That's a risk off mindset though, I guess. Yes, that is a good kind of idea. However, with our strategy, what you'll notice is this is an order block. So price could just tap into 50% of the order block and it would still be a completely valid trade. It'd actually be a higher probability trade because we've had these breaks. So there's no reason why price shouldn't tap into that. So yeah, we're coming back down really nicely and it's impulsive. That volume is really kicking in between 7 and 7:15. So we're seeing those breaks with those areas. So I'm personally running just over 2R profit. Okay, 2.5 now. And we've broken the low. Really nice, really nice. Let's just hopefully see price just tank a bit. Now we're in that potential demand zone. I want to see that fail. That's another area where price could reverse on us. So I want to see us break. Really clean trade, really clean trade. Nice Monday morning, join the call, enter clean trade. No, it's not a 14.4R, I wish, but it is a clean trade. So if you wanted a really sick entry, what you would have done, it's more risky, of course, but probabilities are still there. So you would have marked this low out as a break of structure or change of character rather. And then you would have come back up, tapped into this supply over here, taken an entry based on this supply of this low at around 5.5. And then you would have taken your stop loss above there. It only would have been 0.7 pips, so I wouldn't have entered because I need stops to be above 2 pips. And then we could have put our target, same target as where it is right now. Oh, it looks like that demand could fail. And we could have been looking at a 7.45 risk to reward, which is more than enough to like pass a challenge in or almost. It's a bit more than, it's not what you expect from trading I'm going to just move my stop back up. Not on your MetaTrade. I'm not going to move this up. But what I am going to do is just mark it up in a different way so we can see our original trade still. So I'll just mark that stop up above this high at 60. In fact, I'm keeping it at break even now because if we do get that far, yes, this could be an inducement, but we're almost at take profit. So you could just move stops here to this level over here and just say, okay, well, I'm happy with the profit I've taken. But if you want to wait for that full, it looks like it does want to come down. So if you're happy to wait for that, but risk what you made here, then go for it. But there's no reason why you can't just say, okay, I'm going to take profits now, because at the end of the day, you're taking profits off of this much and you're waiting in order to, you're risking this much to wait for this much, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Logically, it doesn't make sense to do so. You could just take profit and say, yes, I've secured 2.9R for the day, I'm done. But yeah, you do want to play off the probabilities. If we see that demand fail, I'm going to move my stops. I wish I had the seconds time frame. I would probably move it above here initially, and then when I see some sort of clean break of this low, then stops will go all the way here, and that will be my day done in terms of the trades taken. No, I didn't send this out as a signal because of the fact that there was an element of high risk in this pre-London trade, and this is what I'm kind of talking about in terms of demand. We are seeing that. So now that we've tapped in and filled that gap, we could come down easily now because we've grabbed the volume, but price looks like it wants to go there. Oh no, nice top wick. Price should break that demand zone. Let's see it break that demand zone. The thing I like about London is that the moves are straightforward. So if you have a big impulse down move, chances are it will not reverse on you, right? New York, because there's so much news in New York session, generally price could reverse on you. So close that 3R to secure $150 for, yeah, that's fine. I'm probably gonna secure my 1.5R right now. I'm gonna move my stops here, in fact, because why not? Like, I'm gonna move it at 1.24960. Now, what people often do as Forex educators nowadays is they shame people for closing early. There is nothing wrong with closing early. When you close early, you're protecting your capital. You're protecting your profits that you've made, because why wait for this small extra bit of profit and risk all of this profit you've made here? You know, that was a well-calculated move. Now, if I get taken out here, I'm happy. I'm not going to be like, oh, if I get taken out and then it goes to take profit, I'm not going to be like, oh, could have made more. I'm going to think, okay, I managed risk well. I got out in profit and well in profit as well. It wasn't just, it wasn't like I took profits here. I'm taking profits down here. That's still, I'm happy with the 2.3R. What kind of retail trader makes 2.3R consistently? I make 5 to 10R consistently. So you need to be proud of your achievements as much as you're harsh on yourself. It's looking really, really nice. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Chances are we could just go to that take profit very soon. Made 3.3RR within an hour of starting analysis. Well done, bro. Yeah, 3.3R is a good, like, if you're making 3.3R in a 100K funded account, think about it this way. You're now securing 3,300. Yes, maybe you might lose 20% on the profit split. So you're securing 0.8, so 80% of 3,300. So you're still securing £2,640 from what, we started the stream at 6:15, so an hour. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. And we're ranging, which I'm happy to do, because chances are we could just range, come back down, hit take profit as a liquidity grab of the low of this range, because we haven't seen this low, this initial low of this range get taken out yet. And that low is very close to the bottom of the demand. So if you can just have a volume move just to spike us out, perfect. But if not, I'm hitting stop loss. And you know where I'm hitting it? 2.3 are in profit. So no errors made there. Yeah, 2.4, 2.3, and we're coming down. Nice, clean. Haven't moved my take profit. My take profit, I believe, is still I haven't even set my take profit. Wow. 1.24. I'm going to put it at 910 because it's just slightly higher and it's a nice rounded number. And that's where banks like to trade from rounded numbers. Really, really nice. Now I can take some more profits out of the game. Let's move our stops here because that's a nice order block. And we've had that liquidity wick. So that's at, so now I can just move it to 050. So 1.24950. 1.24950. Yeah, there we go. So in terms of where my actual stop loss is, it would be at 50. There we go. That's my stop loss. Yeah, take me out. This is the thing. People will think, oh no, what if we spike out and then we don't get to take, and then we hit take profit, then I'm gonna feel bad. Sure, feel bad. Yeah, you deserve to feel bad if you didn't listen to the to what you're seeing. You're seeing this much profit and you want to make that much more, and you're sad about being taken out in profit here. You need to not be so harsh on yourself when it comes to trading. Trading is a tough game. Okay. Any chance you could go through all your arrays of different types of line you draw with me so I could start implementing into my charts? There we go, take profit here. We'll not go through them with me, but show me a list so I can copy them. Yeah, sure. So this is all my lines there. So break of structure, change of character, divergence. Wait, let me just quickly mark this up on our spreadsheet and then we'll go from there. Copy link to chart image. So although what I tend to do is look and see, okay, 3.5R, I actually need to see what I got on my actual trader after commissions because I'm trading funded account today. So 175, so that would be, yeah, so I did hit 3.5R, perfect. So we can just write in gain 3.5, result, win, exit date today. There we go. And that's it. You don't need to trade more. You do not need to trade more. You trading more is telling yourself, I want to lose what I've just made. You don't go into a day of work and then, unless you're addicted, of course, you don't go into a day of work and then go into Ladbrokes and bet it all on one trade, do you? And think, okay, what if I win? You think, okay, what if I lose? You need to think in terms of risk management. So how do you get that box that you move around with line draws? Which box? This one? Is this the box you're talking about? No. Oh. So that if you just click on any of your instruments, you'll see that, and these are templates. This is your template box. So if look how well that take profit was placed. It literally spiked us out and now it's moving back up and we've seen a change of character and price could go all the way. And that's because of liquidity. We waited for liquidity to get shattered. Well, liquidity is over here, but we still waited for this low to get taken out, which was the last low before this demand chain, which formed liquidity. But anyways, here's the template. Give me a couple minutes. Okay, I'll just take a photo of it and send it to you, and then I'll explain it. So break of structure, change of character, divergence, entry, equal highs, equal lows, flip, liquidity, stop loss, take profit. I think we're going to conclude the stream there. It's already overrun because usually it is a 30-minute stream. We've now gone to just over an hour. So we're going to conclude the stream there. Good trading day. I've sent you that that link. So yeah, perfect. I'll also be posting the recording of this on our trading channel, and also Market Chess, our partnership group. Okay, have a good day. You're gonna do any more signal? Probably not, to be honest. There's no need to overtrade. This live call was available to all the members, so if members don't join, they're missing out on signals essentially, because I do provide signals within the call, right?
Yeah. Just so you know, I'm going to be using other signals for the rest of the day. Then just so you know, for my trading journal, by the way, bro.
Oh, other signals?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a Q4 membership, if you know who they are.
I do not. The only membership I know.
I've also got Fish and Pips as well, but I don't really use
Fish and Pips I've heard is decent.
Yeah, I've been like a member for like over a year now, back when it was only 350 quid.
Oh really? What is that, lifetime?
Yeah, lifetime. It's now 550 for lifetime, but oh my gosh, bro, honestly, banging. He literally called 30K when Bitcoin reached this all-time high.
Yeah, but that could be a one hitter, right? So
yeah,
have you ever passed an FTMO using just his signals?
Basically every time I've done a challenge, I've had signals there and I've fucked the challenge through my own impulsivity. This time I'm much more disciplined and I'm sticking straight to signals. So that's
that's fine. Just make sure you're not, the impulsiveness of trading is it's addicting. When you see profit, you just want to see more. So you just need to really control that and really just
especially with my ADHD, I have quite bad impulsivity sometimes. So hopefully trading should sort that out for me.
Yeah, to be honest, being a disciplined trader is one of the most powerful forms of discipline you can imagine, really. Because when people see, oh wow, I've just made 3.5K in one trade, you're not thinking at that point, oh yeah, we've made our money for today, let's go do something else. You're thinking, I want to make more.
Yeah, man.
And that's why everyone thinks, well, everyone outside of the trading world thinks trading is a scam, because they think, oh
yeah, 100%. The amount of murders I've had with my parents trying to tell them that what I'm doing can actually work.
Yeah, 100% it works. Once you learn the stuff and you're committed to the process, you'll be fine, honestly.
And I can't lie, watching because I haven't been able to watch many live trading stuff. Watching this first one today, I feel like I'm gonna have to extend mental. So the 3 week you gave me, this is the mentorship that we're doing right now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the mentorship program. So it includes the live calls, it includes the chart sent out on the Discord, it includes the one-to-one support, the chart feedback channel, the whole course content.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have to buy at least another week after this week for you, bro.
Yeah, it's just a weekly basis. The problem is a lot of people charge monthly charges, but that ties you in for a month.
Yeah, like you could have you got all of your worth in the second week, couldn't
you? Some people have scenarios where they work alternative weeks. So they have to, like, they only get to trade every second week. So they're paying a month's fee, but they're only getting 2 weeks worth of money's worth. So what I thought is, okay, we'll implement a weekly fee and cancel any time. So if you're not happy 1 week, or if you just literally want to pause your payment, you can literally message me and say, okay, I'm not going to be free this week. Like, I have 2 members who are on holiday right now. They don't have any access, but they're not getting charged, but they're not kicked out of the group. So they still pay the initial £10 a week, but now that we've increased prices to 15, and so we'll have to see how it goes. But
have a lovely day.
You too.
I've linked you up on my Snap just in case anyone wants to add you. So
appreciate it.
Have a lovely day, bro.
You too, bro. Bye.